Yes, guys, welcome back to another live review. Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 1. Bruv, more points dropped. 2020 just continuing to be worse and worse. We got Ben back on the street as well.
Very nice.
Here's the thing. First off, I thought we came into the game a little bit more, but we do need to have a quick chat about Timo Werner. We also have to have a chat about our styles of play because I can't figure it out. We were good first half. I'm not going to be too overly negative about this game. I thought having two wingers in our squad for once actually gave us a decent chance. And Hudson-Odoi and Christian Pulisic driving in centrally offered a lot of space for Ben Chilwell and for Cesar Azpilicueta to try and have in a couple crosses. And yeah, we were spamming crosses in the first half. We weren't absolutely spamming them. I thought we were playing really well centrally as well, and we did well to be 1-0 up. As soon as it went down to 1-1, though, the game just continued to fall away from us. We came back a bit more towards the final 10-15 minutes, but that's more of us just trying to push for a win. All in all, not the greatest of performances. As soon as Timo Werner came on, we just went straight back into spamming crosses again, which is absolutely jarring. But yeah, first things first, I'll go through the panel. Scott, first off, what's your thoughts on today?
Pretty much the same as you. I think you want to talk about Timo Werner. For me, I'm not going to blame him for anything. Like after he came on, apart from the miss he had, the one miss that went over the bar, because as you said, with spamming crosses, this guy's not that type of striker. You're asking a guy who, like I said in the stream, was like 5'10", 5'11", I think, to get on the end of crosses when they've got two of the best centre backs in the air, I think, in the league. And yeah, it's just stupid. And I think apart from that one chance he had, he put over the bar, he just didn't get any service. He wasn't getting anything.
Here's the thing. I kind of don't understand why it was Olivier Giroud out of the three forwards that we played. I don't want Werner on the left wing, and I still stand by that. But he could have played on the right. I don't have an issue with him playing on the right hand side of the field. And Olivier Giroud was giving us a focal point, someone to try and find in the middle. We lost that as soon as we took him off because, like we already said with Timo Werner, when you play them balls in, it is not going anywhere near him. Nowhere near him. I'm going to get this handball up quickly. But Ben, chat to me about your thoughts quickly as well.
Yeah, so I don't know what to say. It's just more frustrating than it is anything else. Fitness was a major issue. I would have maybe played Werner up front today. He got taken off.
Play up front, but what's our style of play to find him? We gotta be real. This is also, by the way, this is why I said do not start spamming Lampard out at 1-0. That was the last thing you could have done. Because now they've got more energy. And the worst part is they are kind of justified right now. This is the big second season. We want to see more. We're lucky we don't drop out the top 10 if we don't win. One sec, I've got another guy coming on. Yes, bro, what are you telling me?
Well, I'm currently on.
Oh, that's a great start.
I think he's taking a shit.
Shit.
Yo, wait, one sec. Your connection's fucking out a little bit.
Having a shit.
Yo, what are you saying? The connection's come back now.
I'm having this toilet reminds me of how Chelsea played today. Shit.
Poor attacking performance, I will give you that. There's a big question about that because we had two players on in the second half that started the Arsenal game and played the majority of the game in that match as well. We really should have changed it, and we lost control in the midfield afterwards. One sec, Fata, you want to jump on, bro? 1 second, I'll send this out to you. Cool, let's do this. Fata, come chat to me, man. Discuss this. Bonnie will be coming in a few minutes. Everything you said as well. I will not be a meme tonight. Yep. I will not be a meme tonight either. Just thank God we didn't concede another late goal. But this is now one win in our last 5 games. We're struggling to figure out a style of play. I will go around the table and just ask it. Wait. First off, we'll get Fata's thoughts. Yes, Fata, what are you saying?
At least all of them players tested negative, man. That's the only positive thing from today.
Yep. I'll give you that. We probably won't even have a game against Manchester City now based on their positive tests that they've had before the match. Big up yourself, sparking up as well. I don't blame you. Hey, first off, we ain't gonna use this.
Oh shit! I forgot my toilet paper.
This guy was 16 fouls to 3. Now, I didn't mind him calling fouls like if it was that tight for both teams. But bruv, half of these were just Jack Grealish just dropping on the ground and drawing fouls yet again. And they were all weak as hell too.
It's just the incapability of the referee these days, man. It's just like the modern referees these days, yeah? It's just blowing my mind. Like, what's the point of VAR for if you're not going to look at the foul? I mean, let's... And be clear.
Yeah, first off, we will talk about that, actually. One sec. Let me share screen with you lot so you can see this BS that we had to deal with. 1 second. Now, Kante could have dropped a bit deeper to try and mark the runner. I respect that. Also, Azpilicueta got dragged out of position because of the Christensen injury. But fact is, this right here, right next to the linesman as well, you know. You didn't even notice that. And that was in the build-up to the first goal. Do you not see that?
No, go back again.
Yeah, there's an extra feet, though. Look at Jack Grealish movement. Look at Jack Grealish, yeah. All right, look, if you look at the slow motion...
It goes straight onto his hand, and he's got his hand down in an unnatural position as well. That is just jarring. That is absolutely jarring. But as usual, VAR does VAR things. First goal, nice little cross. We found Olivier Giroud, the one guy who doesn't disrespect, what's his name? Any of the crosses that come in off the right-hand side. And he was potentially the match.
I forgot to bring toilet paper. toilet paper, so I had to waddle my ass cheeks with shit all the way over to the kitchen.
What?
Werner Havertz looked better when they came on. Nothing wrong with Timo touch, passing, etc. when he came on. We should have won, but on a bad form, a draw is something we just take.
Boys, sorry, I got to shoot. Enjoy the stream, and I'll talk to you boys later. Sorry.
Yes, bro. Take care, man.
I just have to waddle my ass cheeks over to the kitchen, and this night is not going my way at all.
This guy, I swear, Grealish dives could turn into a drinking game at this point. The amount of times he spent it during the 90 minutes. We ain't going to sugarcoat it, and we ain't going to try scapegoat things either. This is another 2 points dropped. Our midfield looked bare. Like, Jorginho could have come off at any point in the second half, but again, we took ages to do it. Lampard, I love this guy, man. These substitutions need to be quicker. Am I correct in saying that we only made 2 subs as well?
Yep. They both should have come on earlier, Lewis. They both should have come on earlier.
Yeah, we should have had a third substitute as well. We had 2 out of our 3 midfielders that played the majority of that Arsenal game. I'll give Ben Chilwell credit. Even though he played most of the game, he was still good today as well. And Pulisic didn't come off, did he? No, he didn't. And he played the majority of that game as well. And we're talking about protecting Christian Pulisic, protecting his injuries and everything like that, because he's had about 20 injuries in the last 4 years. And here we are playing him 2 games in 2 days. We're not protecting these players.
No, we don't.
That's a big reason why we... Wait, what's you guys say in the comment section? What do Werner and Havertz offer? Werner should have been put on the right. And we should have had a focal point in the middle. That's the one thing I would say, because Giroud was working. Giroud didn't even play in the game at the Emirates. Why did we take him off? What did we take him off for? At least we had someone to try and spam crosses to, but it was just, hey, if anyone else wants to join, literally just DM me on Twitter. I'll get you on. I don't mind.
I think we should have kept Giroud on, to be fair, man.
We should have kept Giroud on. I don't mind Werner. I thought Havertz should have started, in my opinion, because Havertz didn't play in the game against Arsenal as well. It's all about managing the squad, and we didn't, and that's why we had a lethargic team, and we saw a lethargic performance.
Yeah, Scott, you're about to say something, Scott.
Yeah, no, I think they both do offer something if you play to a system that works. I think, as we've touched on, like trying to put Cross into Werner is stupid. I think Havertz at this point, playing him as deep as we are, is just a waste of time, because he loses the ball a lot because he keeps trying to run with it. And in those deep areas, he just doesn't, especially in this game with Villa's press, he just doesn't have the time.
Bro, I could have told you from the Southampton game that Kai Havertz isn't at his best when he's coming in from his defensive third. And we've seen that, and we know... And if you see Havertz's touches as well, where he's at his peak in the Bayer Leverkusen days, it's always in the attacking third. Exactly. He can progress the ball, but that's not him at his best. And, bruv, we need to talk about this system, man. I get Lampard is in the middle of building something, but our form has completely dipped. And with the substitutions, I don't even think we're managing our team well. I'm not sitting there saying Lampard out. I'm not at that point yet. I am starting to hang on the top of the fence, though. I can't lie. I'm sitting there thinking, Well, maybe. Here's the one thing I do know is if City versus Chelsea doesn't go ahead, we don't play till January the 15th, and that is the perfect time to bring in a new manager. Again, I'm not saying Lampard out. I'm just looking at all the options that we have. I'll go around the table. First off, Scott, what are your thoughts? Still Lampard in? Lampard out? What are you thinking?
I'm Lampard in until it gets to a point like we had with Mourinho that season where we were like, 13th, 14th, and it was basically untenable him being in a position. Simply because what are we going to do? Like, are we going to get someone like I've seen Tuchel mentioned so many times? We're going to get him in for 2 years till he falls out with the board as he does at every job he's had. Sack him, get someone else in. Same merry-go-round. If we go and get, I don't know, an Allegri in who's similar to like Conte in terms of winning stuff, and it's the same thing in 2 years when we sack him. And it's like the only person. Actually, no, there was two I had in mind, but I think the only person that I'd ever get rid of, like only ever want to replace Lampard because it's a similar mold, and I think he is better because of experience he's had, is Nagelsmann. But I think we'd have to offer everything in the moon to get him in. So
Nagelsmann ain't coming this season.
Exactly. And I just think it's a waste of time because at the minute, at least you can see there is a little bit of building towards something. Like you see with the players he's got in. Like most of them look as though they've gelled fairly well, and apart from the fact of like we're crossing it a lot, it's, earlier in the season we looked like we had a system. We looked like we were playing with a lot of pace and a lot of sharpness in our play. It's only recently it started to go wrong.
Yeah, it's been recent weeks, but we all could have anticipated this Christmas period coming up, and we said that we had to manage it as best we could. We haven't done that. We haven't gone anywhere near doing that. The way we've managed some of these players, I think, has been awful. Some of the players playing twice a week, it may be in case 3 games in a row. It is poor, man. And this is half the reason why our forms dip. We haven't been protecting the players the way that we should, even though we've had breaks. Like, Arsenal game, there is no excuse. We had, a 5-6 day break going into that match. Arsenal even played in midweek. And we were just completely off the pace. I don't care. There is no explanation for that match yesterday. Keep going around the circle. Fata, what are you telling me? Lampard in, Lampard out. What are you thinking?
You know what, Lewis? Yeah, from the start of the season, I'm going to keep my thoughts Lampard aside for a moment because I don't like the way people treating Lampard these days. It reminds me of the back in those Sarri days, you know. I mean, and at the end of the season, for me, if Lampard doesn't achieve his target and his goal from what Roman Abramovich has told him, he has to go. It's as simple as that, Lewis.
Here's the thing. The only thing I'm holding on to, and the only thing that makes it so deep for us, is that we can't beat the teams above us. We knew we had a tough run of fixtures straight after the Spurs match.
I get it. But Lewis, we are on the same form as last season as well. That is last season.
We aren't on the same form last season. We're doing worse than we did last season.
Last season, I can understand. Like last season, it's mainly the same thing as last season, man. We dipped in form in December, and then suddenly after January we come back and strong, and then we kept on this unbeaten run until we lost to Man United in February last season. It's just the same cycle again, like last season. But this season, I think you're right. It's been worse though.
Yeah, this is the one thing I'm holding on to because me and Ian were speaking about this in pre-season previews, and we were saying with how competitive the season looks to be, don't look at it from a positional point of view. Look at it from a points point of view. 66 points last season is what is the standard that we are going to try and top for this season if we want to talk about progression. Right now, we are not on track to overtake that. Right now, we're underneath 66 points projected to reach. So if that happens and we get less than 66 points, fact is we've gone backwards after spending 222 million. Sorry, what's your name, by the way? I haven't even asked yet.
Harry Potter, or just call me Asian Harry Potter. That's fine.
What's your thoughts? Lampard in, Lampard out anyway.
Well, currently I'm still thinking Lampard in because I still have faith in him. But right now it's looking kind of shady. If he doesn't, switch up the formation, if these poor results keep on coming, I think it's gonna be, it's gonna be a lot harder to support him, if you ask me. I mean, I suggest he plays pretty much an entirely new system. Not pretty much entirely new, but he switches a good amount of things up because, he said in an interview before, the 4-3-3 has gotten us to these wins, and that is true. Yes, but after a while, we've set this in Arsenal, in the defeat to Arsenal, and then people catch on to it. The other clubs have catched on to it and realized, what our style, how we play, and I don't know if these results keep, continuing. And someone in the chat said really early on in the stream, we have achieved 22 points from a possible 48. For a club that's spent well over 220 million in one transfer window to achieve less than half of the, possible points, I don't think that's good enough, frankly.
It isn't good enough, and this is the thing. We're competing with people above us that we can't beat. We haven't beaten anybody above us, and we want to say we're finishing above them too.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think top 4 is completely over. It definitely isn't far from over, but we need a plan B. That is something that we don't have. We persist with the 4-2-3-1 until it's clear that it doesn't work. We persisted with a 4-3-3 until now it's clear that it isn't working right now. Now we need to have different systems that we can try and switch to. A little plan A, a little plan B. Fact is, Maurizio Sarri, he was big plan A, and I'm not starting to do this Sarri and Lampard comparison, but all I'm saying is one of them really didn't get the same level of patience as the other one. We need to have that same Chelsea level of ruthlessness. I know Roman Abramovich is going to be thinking about that as well. There were quiet rumours that Lampard's head might be on the line if we didn't get a win today. I don't believe it. I think Frank Lampard was getting 2 full seasons to see what he could do with the squad anyway. But he has to improve on last season. He did great last season, bearing the circumstances. No transfer ban, no Eden Hazard, injuries the entire season. Right now, though, our game management has gone completely backwards, and it's straight in the mud. Next guest, what are you saying? Are you Lampard in, you Lampard out?
I'm actually on the fence still a little bit, but I think I'm actually starting to lean towards Lampard out. I just don't see there's actually any tactics in this game. All I'm seeing is the same dead football for the last 3-4 games now. West Ham, Everton. It's just I'm just not really seeing any tactics. It's just the same crossing the ball, side to side football, backwards. It's just that's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything else.
That's the thing. Our patterns of play just continue to disappear more and more through the game. I could tell we did miss Hakim Ziyech. Fine, we did, because Callum Hudson-Odoi was trying to do those cross-field passes. And for the most part, it was okay. It wasn't Hakim Ziyech level, but it was good. We are definitely missing Hakim Ziyech, though.
Right,
and I'm not saying it's a case where a one-man team. Go on.
The first half was good, I thought. I thought there was good patterns of play. I thought Hudson-Odoi was the best player on our team today.
Yeah,
like the balls he was playing, like his energy, just like his skills and everything. I thought he was an absolute baller today, and I also thought that Chilwell looked a bit tired today, in my opinion. I don't know if anyone else thought that. I thought he was pretty tired.
Chilwell?
Yeah, he could have scored today.
Definitely. This guy played the full 90 minutes 2 days ago. Emerson hasn't played a minute in those 2 games, and I don't even rate Emerson like that. But rest the players.
Yeah, he looked tired to me, and yeah, just the first half, I thought we played well. Like that goal, that build-up play, like we're actually playing balls through the middle and not always crossing. I think the ball was crossed like maybe once or twice throughout that whole first half, and then the second half, it was just the same dead football we saw against Arsenal, just cross, and it's just, and now that's where we end up getting a draw. It's just, and then obviously Havertz and Werner coming on. I don't know. You would at least think Lampard might actually say something to Havertz, like, you know what? Every time you get that ball, I want you to look for Werner and make sure he's making a run, and tell Werner to always make those runs and actually do a bit of like Fabregas with Diego Costa. But you don't see any of that. You just see the same to the sides, crossing.
But that's not, if we're talking about our style of play, that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to spam it to one of the wings and put a ball in.
But Werner isn't going to win a header, though. Werner's never going to win a header in the air, though. Like,
why did we take Giroud off, though, when he was fully fresh? Who had game time against Arsenal? Because he at 45 minutes as well.
Although you'd probably think that bringing Werner on, like he'd actually make some, because I see Werner the type of player who just sprints, right, and he's always trying to look for that through ball, and he's only good on one-on-one situations with keepers. Like other than that, like we've seen him down the left wing, he doesn't give us anything really, does he? And like,
nope.
And like if you're crossing balls into Werner, he doesn't give us anything. So I think the only way you're gonna actually engage Werner in the game is by getting him to give us through balls, giving him through balls, and that's the only way I really see him actually a threat against other teams.
Yeah, this guy, thanks for the donation, says, give Frank 3 years. It's like Ole, a building process. Ole's had time, and look where United are now. I think we need to think realistically, give Frank time. I agree, even though it is really hard to try and agree with it now. Lampard fully deserves the 2 seasons. I wouldn't sack him right now either, because he could still turn this around. I think right now our biggest issue is game management and player management. This is where I cannot defend him, because we make the same mistakes too many times. Too many players are playing too many games, and we are not rotating well enough. Imagine we could have had Manchester City in 5 days after this.
That's mad.
And we'd have Chilwell, who'd be on his last legs, and N'Golo Kante on his last legs. Mason Mount, I mean, Kante and Mount is very debatable with these man's stamina and fitness, but they would still not be at the same level they would be without rest. We haven't been resting players well enough. And I've already said it, but the game management really does need to improve, because it was clear. First half, we were fine. No real issues with the first half. Second half, we continued to peter away and away. And you know what that just screams? Fitness, fatigue. Yeah. And I know both teams played on Saturday. I don't care about Villa, though. I care about us. We should have rested more players going into this game.
Chilwell was tired as ever. He looked so tired.
Chilwell was exhausted by the end of that match. He's bombing down the left-hand side all game, and he's important to our system now because all we're doing is spamming crosses. Yeah. But other than that, can you really tell me what we're intending to do in our games right now?
I actually don't see us getting top 4, you know. I'm putting that out there.
I kind of still see it, because I think we can still turn it around. But it's like, yo, we need to fix up, and we need to.
I don't know, with Wolves and with Liverpool and Man City and just even Spurs. Like, I know Spurs are dipping a little bit, but still, I just don't know. Like when you see those big teams like Man City, Liverpool, United, you see they've got a clear system. With Frank, I just don't see a clear system.
I mean, I respect. I respect both sides. I respect that Lewis, thinks that I think we're still going to get top 4 right now. If this run of form continues, it's going to become increasingly unlikely that And the way we're playing right now under Frank, it's not exactly the best. So,
you know what I was saying the other day? I actually honestly think that if Ole was our manager against Arsenal, we would have won that game.
If Ole was what?
It was our manager against Arsenal. If he was Chelsea's manager and we against Arsenal, when we played Arsenal the other day, we would have won that game.
Yeah, but one thing I can give Ole credit for is that he can turn his team up in the big games. His record against Manchester City is great. They haven't won in their last 4 games against them. We've had 1 win in our last 5 against Ole. Arsenal, no, to be fair, I think Arsenal's probably the only side that Ole seriously struggles with.
To be fair, though, I think a lot of that.
We have a bad record against top 6 sides in the league this season.
Top 6? Let's talk about top 9 or 10.
In fact, top 8.
Come on, Cameron needs to fix up. There we go.
He's struggling, huh?
Yeah, just 1 second.
Oh, shit.
This is going on.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm just thinking about the way that we perform in the big games as well. I think
there we go.
I can argue like this season we've been struggling against top 6, not only against big sides, but also the likes of the bottom sides, like the likes of Brighton, Burnley, and that. It's just
someone said anyone see the handball. 1 second, I'll set that back for you again. Wait, who's watching this in the background, by the way? Yeah, whoever's watching it, I beg you not take it off because it's making an echo. Where's the handball? 1 sec, I'll get that back up for you because that is absolutely vexed me.
Nope.
And it's just typical, but here it is. Cool. Let me.
What's the point of VAR? It's just annoying.
To be fair, one thing I will say.
Here it is. It was too far back for VAR to sort, I'm guessing.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's quite far back.
VAR just comes up with excuses. I swear they stopped the first penalty for the Arsenal game because it wasn't a clear and obvious error. It was obvious that the guy was falling before Reece James even touched him.
Yeah, I know.
It was shit today, in my opinion. He was
referee's
awful.
Discretion. That's absolute BS. But yeah, that's the handball. I'll replay it one more time.
And also the foul on Christensen as well.
Even that one, that's more 50-50. I'm not going to say anything too much about that.
Like, how many decisions did the ref give Villa today? Like 16 or something?
16-3. Yo, bro, sorry, man. What are you saying? What's your thoughts on the game?
Yo,
Yo,
can
what are
you
you
hear me?
saying? Yeah. Audio's good.
All right. So first of all, I'd like to say that, you can't really blame any of the strikers this game, because
Not really. I thought our attacking play was poor.
yeah. Also, you're coming up against a keeper who's considered one of the best in the Premier League at the moment.
8 clean sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
8 clean sheets.
Yeah.
Fair fucking play to the guy. Since the cup final, he's proven he's not just a form player; he's quality. Surprised he's been on Arsenal's bench for so long.
I'd also say that one player that's gone under the radar, I'd say, is Edouard Mendy.
In terms of what, in a positive or a negative light?
Negative, actually. I know he's been really good for us and all, but today he's looked a bit shaky. The El Ghazi goal is gone between his legs, and if Kepa did that, he would be getting attacked left, right, and centre.
Yeah, but how many shots did Villa have on target today? Because the thing with Kepa was that save percentage just sucked.
Yeah.
Did Villa have one shot or not? They had 2 shots on target. Okay, well, that's not really good either.
I would not point at his fault for that goal. The fact that
I wouldn't. But
I wouldn't.
I understand.
If you look at the goal, yeah, again, our defending in set pieces again, it's just questionable again with the likes of Rudiger Christensen. Their partnership today is, doesn't work out at all today. It's just, yeah.
How many passes did them two have between each other that whole game? I swear them two passed it to each other about 50 times.
Yeah, they're playing five-a-side.
To be fair, I'm not the biggest Christensen fan. I didn't think they had a bad game today.
Yeah, Christian had an okay game, I think.
I think as
I thought our back four weren't too bad.
Yeah, I think
as were excellent. Go on, Scott. Go on.
I would say it's the attacking play. I think was the problem today. I think bar that one goal and then maybe a couple of other chances, Aston Villa didn't have too much. But it was I thought it was the midfield as well. Say again.
I thought it was the midfield as well. Because our transitioning went back to being the same way it was before we switched to 4-3-3. It stunk.
I don't know why Jorginho didn't come off at half time, in my opinion. I thought Kovacic should have came on, maybe drilled through the middle a bit more.
Yeah, who do we have on the bench?
I'm not hearing that.
We had Emerson, Kovacic, Havertz, Werner, Gilmore.
Yeah, that's
Kovacic. I think we should
came on. Yeah, I should have. I would have bring on Gilmore, to be fair, just to give that, just to give that flair to the midfield.
Gilmore should have come on. Havertz should have started, in my opinion.
Gilmore should have come on.
Kante and Mount, one of them probably shouldn't have started, just so we could have someone to bring on in the second half. But I can understand at the very least, because both of them have massive engines. So 2 games in 2 days, it might not be the best, but if it's any 2 players, I will take it from either of them. Back 4, I think we already said, all good. I thought Rudiger came up with a lot of key blocks in that game, so credit to him. He had a great performance. Christensen as well was the quieter out the 2. I don't think he had a bad game, though. What was it? The tackle leading up to the first goal. I understand it, but it's just the way Jack Grealish goes into him. It's not anything too deep. I think our main problems were the further we went up onto the pitch. We've already spoken about our poor transitioning. Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi were great. Yeah, I thought they were really good today. Pulisic started to peter out a bit more towards the end of the second half. But he could have been one of the options we took off as well. Olivier Giroud really should have stayed on that pitch. But other than Billy Gilmore and maybe Kai Havertz, I don't really see anyone else that we could have brought on to change the game. I like Timo Werner. His system, simply put, just doesn't suit the guy. And it's clear as obvious to see now. And this is
anyone think
Go on.
Did anyone think that Jorginho was just slow as usual?
He was, but Jorginho's best to slow down our play, kill off the game, not to start.
Do you not think just at this point, though, that Lamp should just be bold and just play Gilmore instead of Jorginho? I'd rather have that in my opinion.
Can I comment about Jorginho and Christensen and Rudiger?
Go on.
I think what the board have told Lampard to do is to play these 3 because they're trying to get more value into them and then sell them in potentially January or the summer.
No, from what I heard, Christensen isn't even on the list of players that could be leaving. I heard it was Tomori and Rudiger.
Wait, seriously?
No, the board, they're looking to keep Tomori.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope so.
To keep
Tomori, who never gets a game.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Tomori should be a loan deal, in my opinion. He should have taken that West Ham loan deal when it was coming.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Like they've got a lot of centre backs in a minute, especially with them playing 3 at the back. And I just don't think
they do. But one of the clauses was that they'd have to pay us 50k for every game he didn't start, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm not sure how legit they were, but I heard it was actually serious. That would have been a perfect deal. They have to play him in nearly every game. Yeah, it would have been calm, but he didn't take it. He said no in the final hour, and I do respect him wanting to stay and fight back for his place. But this is exactly why he should have taken the loan deal. Fact is, this guy just needs more game time. We don't need to have the ego and flex and say, yeah, I want to come back and fight for my spot. I appreciate it, but it wasn't what's best for him in the long term. And now he spent 4 months just rotting on the bench with one start to his name. It's not good enough.
I think what Fatima said earlier about that, how we haven't beat a top 6 side, is a big factor of why I don't think we're going to finish top 4. Yeah, exactly. No, we haven't even beat a top 10 apart from when West Ham was there. But like, what makes any Chelsea fan honestly think we're going to beat a top 6 side? The way we're playing.
I think we can. It just depends who we play and like who plays.
Just crossing the ball in all game against Man United and Liverpool.
Oh no! Like I'm not talking like United. We won't win. I'm talking like Southampton, for example, is a game we could win. It's just not making mistakes at the back to let the likes of Ings and Adams score, and then
that's the table, and we haven't beaten anybody from 12th upwards. One team we've beaten West Ham, and no one else from 12th.
Since Leeds United, basically.
Leeds, West Ham, and nobody else. All our results have come underneath here. Ignore these wastemen, but yeah.
Ignore this wasteman.
This has to improve. This is our competition, and right now we're not keeping up and on track compared to them. What was our next run of games meant to be? Let's see.
It was a
City,
Fulham, Man City potentially. That would be a good chance to rest some players, but the way we're moving...
Lewis, man, did you say Man City potentially? Oh, God, you're bold.
I don't know if
No.
I don't know if the City game...
The
City game... Hold on. I don't know if the City game is going to take place because of the COVID cases.
I don't think it will, because I think they've got to take at least 10 days off.
But other than that, that's still a tough run of games. Fulham, we already know they are false images if you think they're a dead team. They aren't. Leicester City, rather, I'm not speaking too much. They're second, third place right now. And then the return of D's lot, which I'm sure we're going to really enjoy after last time. Burnley, they're below us. We'll probably beat them, and then Tottenham are coming up.
I was going to say...
Spurs at home. Jose 0-0 pending, and we already know that.
Just those games you showed up to the, the Newcastle game, I genuinely think I'm only confident in like 3 of those games.
Yeah, the only games I'm thinking is Fulham.
It was Sunderland. Burnley. I'm not even confident in Fulham. I think it's not Sunderland. Sheffield United, Newcastle, and Burnley are the only games I'm confident in.
I can't be bothered for this. Wait, Harp, I'm going to send a few more people the link, and then we'll end this with a live stream. Who else wanted a link? There it is. I see someone. Cool. Here you go, bro. You got the link. We'll be on.
Think that when we play Spurs,
and then we'll jump off. But yeah, how about this? We'll go through the players and we'll do some player ratings. That'll be a good way to go around this.
Definitely.
Let's start off with in goal, Edouard Mendy. What was everyone's thoughts on him today?
5.
6.
Standard 5.
6.
6.5. Like he just didn't have much to do. Even the goal, I didn't think.
He did make a few. He made some saves, didn't he? Sue catches me.
Yeah, I think a 6 is probably fair. Yeah, other than the first goal, he was still on hand to catch a lot of them crosses. Overshadowed by Martinez in terms of that, because he spent the whole game just picking up anything we put into the box. But Mendy was good. As for Laqueta,
I think he struggled.
That calls where it's positive. Wait, go on.
I think Aspie struggled a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I thought he struggled a little bit. I just thought was it Grealish always had the run on him pretty much the whole game.
Standard 5, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he was just getting caught out because he's been pushing forwards too much as well. We know with Azpilicueta's weakness is the return from going
tracking back, he's struggling.
Yeah, I thought a 5 for Aspie maybe, but if anyone else thinks higher, then yeah.
I think maybe a 6, just because I think a lot of it came from the fact he was on a booking in the second half and couldn't really dive in.
6 is fair.
6 is fair. Rudiger, definitely a 6, maybe a 6.5. I thought it was our best defender today.
Definitely.
Yeah, no disagreements there?
Nah.
No.
All right, cool. We'll go Christensen, who I thought was good, but he weren't as good as Rudiger was today. So I would lower that one to 5.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really do too
I
much,
don't
so.
think anyone can give Chilwell an unfair rating because I felt like he was tired the whole game. So
Yeah.
I thought
me,
Chilwell
despite
played
so, he
a
did
decent
well.
game. I thought Chilwell played a decent game.
Yeah.
Why do you say so? This is that goal.
I'd say
We go
7 for
6.5.
Chilwell.
Yeah, I'd say
Seven. You want to go 7?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll go a 7 for Ben Chilwell. I'm not going to say too much. I thought he was good today as well. Let's move on to the middle of the park. We'll start with the DM, Jorginho. I'm just giving him a 4. 4. He wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Another hospital ball for 90 minutes. sideways, and backwards. Any other disagreements, or we all good?
It's been quiet today.
Yeah, N'Golo Kante.
I didn't think he had his best game.
Especially in the
He's the
second half. He had a
sus,
couple
man,
good
sometimes.
chances.
I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I think in the first half, I think the second half he picked up a bit, especially after they scored. Like I thought he was getting forward quite a bit, but yeah, overall I'd say a 6.
I think he committed quite a few fouls, didn't he?
Yeah, that's something that was really irritating. But there's something that he did start to bring back from the old Kante, is he started taking shots from outside the box when he had the chance.
Yeah, I did like to see that. It was rare we see Kante shoot so often.
I bet we would have much preferred someone else taking those shots though, like Mount or something.
But when he smashes them, they're usually like they'd have you screaming.
More, give or take, I will say that, but he is decent from long range. It was good to see him start to take shots. It was partly him being in the box to box as well because he was roaming that entire midfield area. But yeah, good from Kante. I would push for a 6.5 from him, maybe a 7.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Mason Mount as well.
For me, best midfielder personally.
Yeah, I thought he was great today. Him too. What about you? Anyone else thinking that? Because I'll go 6.5 with him as well.
Mason Mount 6,
Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, I'll give that.
Yeah.
6. Okay, Hudson-Odoi. This one potentially a 7.
7.
8.
Essentially opening spaces. He was brilliant.
I thought 8.
8. We want to go higher.
I would give 8. I thought Hudson-Odoi. I was
Yeah.
actually going to say 10 for Hudson-Odoi. I thought he had like a great game, in my opinion. Quality.
Yeah, it was good to see him so energetic as well. This is another one of those rare opportunities he has to show himself, and he definitely took his chance today. It's really unlucky with himself. He was one of the more positive players. So,
but now will Lance
8,
give
what are we
him
going for?
a run? That's the question.
For me, I'd go 7 just because I thought there was one player that had a better game personally. But
okay, cool. Christian Pulisic, very
the one I thought had a better game
7.
personally.
7.
7.
7.
Yeah, I thought he slowed down a bit towards the end of the second half, but it was understandable.
Maybe he's tired also at the end.
Who else we got? Olivier Giroud. We haven't done Olivier Giroud. We absolutely missed this guy when he came on. It's our only someone that would try and hit crosses towards. He was good today. He was good.
I'd say 7 only because I think apart from the goal, we didn't do too much.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of that came from the fact a lot of the crosses were really bad. Like apart from the one that he got the goal from, we weren't really hitting him too much.
I feel like he didn't come into midfield a lot, like to link up with like Kante or Havertz or anyone else, or Mount or anyone really, in my opinion. But then I don't know if that's what Lamps wants him to do. So
yeah. All right, cool. Moving on to the substitutes. Kai Havertz, didn't really have enough time to impact himself. He won great.
He didn't have enough time. He didn't have enough time.
I think the subs don't get no ratings really. They can do nothing.
I'd say 5 just because it's average and they didn't have a chance to do anything.
Yeah, 5 for Havertz. I guess we're going to 5 for Timo Werner as well. Yeah, cool. We'll go for a nice little 5. I'm hearing a lot of 7s for Kai Havertz. Please, if you lot think that, I'd like to hear you lot justify that to me as well, because
please, I love Kai Havertz, but I can't justify that.
So if Pulisic scored, this convo would be different.
That's what
I will say about Pulisic. He had a lot of chances in that first half.
Yeah, he did.
Chilwell at the end, though. Look at Chilwell at the end. That volley at the end, though.
Very unlucky.
Millimeters
that separate it.
We could have 2-1 down if that wasn't the crossbar that John McGinn hit earlier.
Saved by the crossbar, and we were also screwed over by the crossbar today. Let's talk about the Manchester City game that we could potentially be having. Who did they say had tested positive, by the
It
way. I
was
know
Walker,
Jesus and
and
Walker.
Jesus.
Walker and Jesus was before, but I think it's now a bigger.
Yeah, they haven't.
Jesus and Walker on Boxing Day, and today it was like
a whole bunch of people.
more 5 positive cases.
I don't think they've announced who. They've just said that there was an outbreak in the camp.
Yeah.
Outbreak in the camp. Interesting. So what that would be is, if this game actually goes ahead, would you lots be cautiously optimistic about the game, depending on who might be out?
No.
It depends. Not ahead of the game. On the day, it depends. Again, as I said, like before, in terms of who we play and how we play. If we play the same way we did today, then no. But if we go smart with it and maybe sit back, try and soak up a bit of pressure and hit them on the break, and maybe play. That's where you play someone like a Werner to hit those balls over the top.
That's the thing, though. Do City play a high line? I can't remember if they do now.
Yeah, they do. They press really high.
But they're more defensively solid now as well.
So you would think that would be a perfect game for them.
Yeah, we can still get into them, but they aren't the same City that we've seen in recent seasons. They aren't just being carried by their attack. Now they're defensively solid as well. Yeah, their attack has kind of disappeared as a result. But maybe Pep's trying to find the balance as well, if I'm trying to speculate on it. But
I think Pep's become more predictable now. Like you know what he's gonna do. So that's why he's been losing a lot of games. So I think if Lampard gets the game plan right, then we can smash City.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to see Werner or Giroud up top for that game if we were to play that game?
Werner for me, but that's because I want to change up how to play.
Yeah. And also the fact that, let's not forget, Hakim Ziyech might be back on that day.
Because I've been hearing that for weeks now. I'm thinking, when is he actually going to turn up?
I'll be quite worried. Oh no, go Scott, go.
I was gonna say, to be fair, like I want it to take the time. Yes, we need him, but I don't want it to be a case like you look at Arsenal at the minute with Partey and with who else did they bring back recently that went out injured. I don't want it to be like that. Where we bring him back like at like 70%, he gets injured again, and it's like cool, we're missing him for another 10 games, whatever it is.
I do hope like Hudson-Odoi actually like Lamps actually gives him a run of games now though. Like after that performance, like if he's benched for like Hakim like next game, I'll be pretty pissed about that. I'm not gonna lie. As much as like Hakim's a quality player, I just feel like maybe you could play Hakim like Cam or something, you know?
Yeah, this game are not Morecambe, please, because it is not even. There's no point of even playing him for that one. Let me take a look at some of your questions before we end the stream. Once we end the stream, though, we'll be going straight to the live phone-in, so you guys can check that one out as well. What else? What is people saying? Do you think we'll make second or third? Gone? Okay, cool. Yeah, I was going to say, this is an interesting question because we're near halfway through the season. And for a lot of people, our aim was a minimum of third place. Now, at this point, I do feel like I know a lot of the answers, but someone surprised me. Do you lot think that we could reach a minimum of third place right now?
No. But I'd say no, but that's more because of everyone else rather than us. So I'd say even if we picked it up now, I'd still say no, but I think that's because, like, at the minute, United are playing really well and Everton are playing really well. So I think they're in with a better chance. Like, they're more likely.
To be fair, we're 6 points off first.
That's the thing, because our form's been bad, but the Premier League has been bad this season, which is why we're not really being punished for it. We'll use Arsenal as an example. Give them a 2-3-4 game run of wins, they could be back in a top 4 race. And that's mad to say in itself, but they could be.
That's the thing
Leicester are second, I think, with 5 losses.
They're 5 losses. What?
Yeah,
they've 5 losses.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, it's just they don't win. They don't draw. It's either a win or a loss with them for the most part. Only with 4 defeats so far, and most of them have come in our last 5 games.
I think most of our games this season, like against mediocre sides, like we took a draw. We took like only 1 point against Southampton, West Brom, today as well. I forgot who is it. Tottenham as well, and that's the point. Like at the end of the season, like you would think, like, oh shit, we could have won that game, but we lost it at the end. So yeah.
Is there any other questions that we got before we wrap this up? Ryan saying favorite Chelsea player, brother. Right now, I don't know. I'm gonna just say Reece James because he's been our best player this season so far. I don't care what people say. I'm still saying he's the best right back in the league. Cloud me all you want. It's facts. What else is everyone saying? Yes, bro. We'll see you on the phone-in. Phone-in's going to start in about 15 minutes.
I'm going to go
15 minutes.
at 4 a.m. for me. Good night, everyone. I hope you guys have had a good night. Thank you, Lewis, for having me on the show.
Bless, bro. You take care. Thanks for jumping on. Can we win the FA Cup with our current squad? I mean, there really is no reason why not. That's a tournament game. It's always one game things.
Yeah.
So even right now, I could see us getting all the way to the FA Cup final. Let's be real. What position are we in right now? We are in 6th. Who finished 8th last season and still won the FA Cup? So why can't it really be us? We can still get that. I'm not too worried about that. It's top 4 and the Champions League last 16 that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid right now would wipe us out. Wipe us out.
Thanks for coming.
We got them away in the first leg as well, you know.
Suarez.
I mean, we could get Diego Costa off them, so.
What?
We could get Costa off them in January.
Nope.
What? No. Okay. Why would you want Diego Costa?
He was unreal when he was here. So
yeah, but I think I swear he scored under 10 goals since he's rejoined. He's had a lot of injuries and stuff. He is nowhere near the same player, bro. Honestly, I wouldn't take him.
And he's 35 as well.
Is he 35 years old now?
There's no way,
bro. He might as well go to Arsenal at that point.
Nah, he was 25 when he was here in 2015. He's 30, isn't he?
32.
32. Okay. Yeah, I still wouldn't take him. I like Diego Costa, but even in his prime with us, what was he? He was only good for half a season, if we're being real about it. He never had a brilliant full season with us. 14-15, he disappeared second half of the season. 15-16, he was nothing the first half of the season. And even when we won the league again, second half of the season, the bro faded. He disappeared. Outside circumstance with a couple of them, remember he wanted to join China in 2017, but yeah, if anything, that's where I see him going. I see him going China.
I think at the minute as well.
Could you imagine if we still had Hazard?
Now, Hazard.
Could you imagine if we still had him?
Quietly want, but that depends on the price tag. I think if he has one more dodgy year, we could get him as a nice little off the bench option for the second half of games and stuff like that. It'd be a good chance for him to slowly recover from his injuries, and then maybe he could be a very useful player towards us in the run-in. That would be a great depth option for us.
I found him to be the only player that would literally run at players and like the game against West Ham and Arsenal and score goals. Like, we need a player that needs to start doing that a lot more. I know Pulisic is actually trying to do that, but I just don't know if Lampard's instructing players to do that, though. That's the thing, isn't it, right?
Hudson-Odoi's doing it a lot.
Yeah, he done it this game. He's done it quite well.
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic attack the fullbacks, and that's what we wanted to see. Timo Werner, when he's on the wing, hugs the touchline way too much. He isn't comfortable in any way when he's on the ball.
It's because he's not as technically gifted as Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic.
Yes, and that's exactly why we shouldn't be playing him on the left wing. But that's the thing, we can all see that. We can all see what he's at his best at. We all know what his deficiencies are. It's the same thing with players like Olivier Giroud, Azpilicueta. Can't expect them to be perfect players. You know where they're going to be exposed, but that's why you try and protect them and minimize that as much as possible. We aren't doing that. Kai Havertz is in a position that he's not comfortable in. Timo Werner's in a position where he's not comfortable in. And I don't know if maybe we're trying to coach them to play in that position in future when apparently our system is all sorted, but experimenting with this in game, it's not working. It's costing us way too many points.
I don't want to see Werner down the wing ever again, in my opinion.
Yeah, we all do.
I don't.
You're not the only first person to say that.
See the difference today in today's game. See the difference, like when we had Hudson-Odoi and Pulisic, no Werner on the wing. Like how much better that was.
Yeah.
So we were so much more direct. That first half was good. Really good, even though Villa was slowing down the game a lot, drawing fouls. And for the first 10 minutes, I thought they were the stronger team than us. We got into it more towards the end of the first half. It's just the substitutions at the second half should have come so much earlier.
Yeah, Lampskit's leaving it to like 70th minute, doesn't he? 20 minutes to go.
He's on this Conte flex with these substitutions. I swear down. Even Maurizio Sarri, he was predictable with his substitutions, but at least you know they were going to come at some point. Lampard, I didn't even know if we're going to make all three of our subs, and this is the worst period of the season for us. And we're not playing like that. We're playing like we play one game a week. Like, we don't have to rotate the squad or anything. Like, we ain't got European football or cup.
I thought Emerson should have came on at half time.
I thought Emerson should have started, to be honest. Regardless of Chilwell's form, he petered out towards the end of the second half, and that's exactly why we needed Emerson. Maybe bring on Chilwell in the second half. You never know. Might have had a better result.
True.
Just going to say absolutely not to that comment. Like
Lampard up, Tuchel in. That is just another change to another philosophy. That means more players are going to have to disappear, and it means we're going to have another transitional season.
It's not even that. Like, you saw what happened with Conte and Mourinho, as I said earlier. Tuchel's managed to fall out with the ownership of every club he's been at. He managed to fall out with 2 different owners at PSG, or not owners, like managing directors. He managed to fall out with the Dortmund ownership. Is just going to happen again? No. He's a good manager, but his temperament is quite poor.
Here's what Lampard says, Hold on. Here's what Lampard says. Nobody let me down today. The attitude was great, and I think we just didn't quite get the rub of the green.
Get the what?
Rub of the green.
Rub of the green, though.
What, luck?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
We're not going to dispute this on luck, though. It was game management where this game was cost, in my opinion.
We put in a lot of
midfield
effort, a lot of
getting torn apart second half. Yeah, that's what else has he said? Is that it?
We put a lot of effort and a lot of work rate against a really solid and organized team. Obviously, we want to win the game, especially being at home, but I saw a lot more positive from my side today.
No, I don't think Lamp has a plan B. I really don't.
Maybe he's trying to be optimistic or something. I don't know, but I can't see that. Final question before we round this up. Manchester City in mind. If that game ends up going through, what's the lineup that you guys want to see? Start off with, we'll go through the back 5 already. Would anyone make any changes to our original starting back 5?
Do you think Thiago would come back?
Yeah. Thiago, Zuma, Chilwell, James, intentionally.
Yeah.
Let me know what you're thinking, because James, if he didn't start this game, I wouldn't be too far against it. We shouldn't have started him in the Arsenal game. We might have aggravated the injury doing that.
I was like, as long as every one of those is fit, and I mean fully fit, then yeah.
All right. Into the midfield, who would you want to see start then?
I would go
Kovacic on Mount.
I would go Billy Gilmore. Mount and Kovacic. Yep.
Yeah.
Now that is. Tell you what. Wait, Gilmore, Mount, Kovacic.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't mind that, to be fair. I think N'Golo Kante would still find his way into midfield for this match. Maybe it'd be a Kante, Gilmore, Mount, or Kante, Gilmore, Kovacic. I'm not sure, but I think Kante would end up in that midfield 3. But either way, I think that's a calm midfield 3.
Jorginho did make a good through balls up forward today. I thought. I just feel like he's just too slow, man. You need a Billy Gilmore who's a bit quicker, and you can do those same balls. You know.
Yeah, Gilmore, Jorginho needs to just be used as a last 20-minute option when we're trying to kill the game off and slow down play. I know he's worth more than that, but no one's buying him right now, especially at the valuation we want. So you might as well use him at the way that's best for us. You don't need to play him too much. He keeps slowing down play too much. It ain't good enough.
Exactly.
Before we go to attacking 3, are we still doing 4-3-3, or would you guys want to see anything different? What formation would you like to see?
I'd want to go 4-3-3, just again, because it depends. If hopefully, because then we could sit back a little bit more. Like we'd have the 3 in midfield, because I think City will play the 3 in midfield that they have been with the 2 DMs and De Bruyne at cam. And yeah, it would just allow us a bit more balance.
All right, cool. Anyone else thinking anything different?
I would go.
I would have if Kante does make it through to this team. I would want to see Kante as a DM pivot though.
Yeah.
DM pivot. Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I would go Gilmore and Kante at DM, and then Kovacic.
I can't lie. I'm not sure if I back N'Golo Kante in a 2-man pivot, because I think he really struggled with that earlier on in the season. But if it's something different, I don't mind. I mean, our transitioning was poor today anyway, so if it's poor in a 4-2-3-1, nothing's really changed. But if we do a 4-2-3-1, I'm guessing we're thinking Werner up top, Christian Pulisic on the left, if anything, Hudson-Odoi on the left, Hakim Ziyech on the right for me.
So what, you would put Hakim straight into that game?
Well, I wouldn't want to rest him for what's his name? What's that? I wouldn't want to rest him for Morecambe. It just feels like a piss take doing that.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I'd maybe play him for Morecambe, but like a 20 minutes at the end of the game to get a bit more match fitness sort of thing. Like I wouldn't be we play him the whole game.
No, but even if we start him against City, we could take him off.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. No
Pulisic start for you, Lewis, then.
I'm only thinking in terms of protecting Pulisic. I said that I think for the rest of the season, if he only plays 1 game a week, I wouldn't complain about it, because we just need to make sure he doesn't get another injury. So I would preferably bench him. I will be really, really stingy with Pulisic this season. I can't lie. Next season, that if he has another injury, we might lose him to injuries altogether. So I would rather protect him where we can.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, and 4-3-3, you probably keep the same front three as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully Ziyech's coming back. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't think
Fingers
Havertz
crossed,
makes this
yeah.
team unless we switch to 4-2-3-1, because then we can keep
Yeah.
him in the number 10 role. Other than that, I can't have him in a number 8 role just yet. That I could save for Morecambe, just because a smaller team build a bit of confidence. He can ball out against them and feel a bit better about himself.
For me, it's more like the fact that of what Kovacic, because that would be who I take out if I put Havertz in. Kovacic can bring the ball out of midfield a lot better.
Yeah.
And against City with Fernandinho and probably Rodri that they're going to play, I think he'll be able to that's a better battle for us rather than having Havertz in there.
Wait, Kovacic in the pivot or in the attack?
No, just in the midfield I'm talking about,
Yeah,
just to be able to drag the ball out.
I mean, City have a very strong press, and Kovacic is literally impressible. So, yeah, I could see that. I wouldn't have anything against Mateo Kovacic as well. He hasn't had a lot of game time the last 2 matches either, so he'd be fully fresh. So, yeah, I would back that. But, guys, I think we'll end the stream here. I've got to jump on the live phone in as well. If you lot want to join in, DM me and I'll get you guys on. I do have to get a couple of patrons on first, so you guys will have to jump on a bit later, but I'm happy to have you lot back on as well.
Cool.
What time was it? 15 minutes from now?
15 minutes, but it could be less, to be fair. It might be 5 or 10.
Okay.
But the StreamYard link, one sec. StreamYard link is, where is it? I'll give you lot the link quick, but you guys just jump in about half an hour into the stream so I can just get through the Patreons first.
Well, cheers for having me on, Lewis. Appreciate that.
At any time, man. One sec. Where's this?
10 as well.
Yeah, it's all cool. I'm happy to get you guys on more. StreamYard.
It's doing like last Saturday. Wee, 6 hours hangover.
Yeah, there's the StreamYard link. You guys jump on in about half an hour and we'll get you guys on, all right?
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
All right,
Take it easy,
guys,
lads.
thanks for watching the Chelsea Aston Villa live review. I hope you lot have enjoyed it. Smash the like and subscribe button. Take care, and let's just get 2020.